I do think it's very important to understand that with today's reporting from the Wall Street Journal, that this is now a full-blown cover-up by the Trump administration and the Department of Justice and the FBI. I mean, just look at the timeline of this year. Trump is inaugurated in January. At the end of January, Pam Bondi holds an event at the White House with a bunch of MAGA media types, MAGA influencers, and gave them each a copy of that big, thick white binder that said, Epstein files first batch or something. And it turned out to be bullshit. It was just stuff that had already been public, and it was stuff that was redacted. There was nothing new in it. But then in February, she was on Fox News a bunch of times. And during one of those appearances, she said she had Epstein's client list on her desk. She was the Attorney General of the United States of America. And she said on Fox News that she had Jeffrey Epstein's client list on her desk, and said that she had received a truckload of Epstein-related evidence. And then in March, somebody was like, hey, maybe we should check. Maybe we should check. And so 1,000 FBI personnel were ordered to do a meticulous review of everything in the Epstein file and find instances where Donald Trump's name came up. And they found a lot. So that's January, binders. February, it's on my desk. March into April, 1,000 FBI agents are reviewing the file. Then in May, Pam Bondi and Trump's former criminal defense attorney, Todd Blanche, meet with Trump in the Oval Office and tell him that his name appears all throughout the Epstein files. And then the end of June or the beginning of July, I think it was maybe 3 weekends ago, is when Bondi and the DOJ puts out that memo that says there's no Epstein client list. 4 months ago, she said it was on her desk. She puts out a memo saying there's no client list for Jeffrey Epstein. There's no evidence he blackmailed anybody. We're not going to investigate anything further in this case. And we're not going to be releasing any more documents. And she put that memo out on a Sunday night, thinking it would just dribble its way down through the news cycle and nobody would notice. Huge numbers of Trump supporters have made the Epstein files their identities because they think that everybody who's on the Epstein client list is on the left. And that document was going to be their source information for mass arrests on the left. And then after campaigning on it, Trump did, after Pam Bondi said in February, it is on my desk and I am reviewing it right now. Then at the end of June, early July, she comes out and says it doesn't exist. And that is also of key importance. That memo was put out by the DOJ after Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche had told Donald Trump in May that his name is all throughout the Epstein files. This is now a full-blown cover-up by Donald Trump and his Department of Justice. And they are covering up for pedophiles. And you can tell everybody, all your friends, all your families who still support Donald Trump in July of 2025 that they support pedophiles and covering up for pedophiles, because that is now objectively true. Anyone who still supports Donald Trump in July of 2025 supports pedophiles and supports covering up for pedophiles, because that's what your president, his attorney general, and his FBI director are actively doing right now.